hunter who abandoned your crew in battle.
Season 1 of Sonic Prime was very popular, and as a result, the hype behind Season 2 gradually kept building, and the wait is finally over. And today, we're gonna see how the character relationships in Season 1 evolved in Season 2. Welcome to Wicked Binge. This is Sonic Prime Season 2 relationships, healthy to toxic.
I don't need you guys slowing me down anyway. I'll just... Quiet!
First off, we'll be focusing primarily on Season 2, though we will reference Season 1 occasionally. Also, each version of a character will be treated as their own character, and consider this your spoiler warning. As usual, we'll be starting with our strongest relationships and working our way down to the most toxic. These relationships are the healthy. The honor of healthiest relationship is going to Sonic and his normal friends. This relationship is very brief in Season 2, as they only interact for a brief moment. While 9 is restoring the Paradox Prism, Green Hill is restored for just a few seconds. During this time, Sonic is excited to see them and runs towards them. Unfortunately, this is short-lived, as before Sonic can get there, the effect is reversed, and they're back to their looping dialogue. Sonic is obviously crushed by this. While this is all over in the blink of an eye, the information they managed to get across here tells us just how strong their bond is. We're sure this occurrence will be more permanent by the end of the story, and is bound to be a very happy sight. Our silver medal of healthy has to go to two different versions of Amy, Black Rose and Rusty Rose. We'll admit that this is not a connection we saw coming. We thought there wouldn't be much between them at all beyond their look of confusion upon first seeing each other, and their first moments in Season 2 didn't help matters.
Shut your metal gob!
Rusty Rose was loyal to the Chaos Council at this point. However, after the council arrives in no place, they see her there and they actually leave her behind. Shocked by this abandonment, Rusty is quick to join up with Knuckles the Dread's pirate crew. After spending some time together, Black Rose takes a moment to ask Rusty if she's okay. Rusty is surprised by this, mentioning that no one has ever asked her this before. From this point on, these two are often seen working or fighting together, which actually works out pretty well. Even Sonic stops for a moment to tell them how well they work together. Not an expected relationship, but certainly a welcome one. A relationship that we did fully expect to work out is between Thorn Rose and Birdie. This relationship was already established in Season 1, as Birdie was Thorn's only friend for most of it. Even into Season 2, that relationship is as strong as ever, traveling throughout the forest, fighting in every battle, or defending the forest in any way. These two are almost always side by side.
For Boss Cage Maze!
If Birdie gets injured, Thorn rushes over to make sure she's okay. There are multiple times when Thorn calls for Birdie by whistling, and Birdie always shows up moments later, ready to give Thorn a ride. Regardless of who Thorn's allies or enemies are at any point, Birdie supports her every step of the way. Birdie even goes as far to help as swallowing an entire shard of the prism, just to keep it away from the Chaos Council. She only spits it back out when Thorn tells her to, so that Sonic can grab it. Going back to another one of Sonic's relationships, we have Sonic and Renegade Knux and Rebel Rouge. This one is certainly not as strong as it could be, but there is still certainly something special about it. Knux and Rouge are in a situation similar to that of Sonic Forces, where their home has been conquered by Eggman, or Eggmen in this case, and they must fight to claim it back. Things start out okay, but after Sonic vanished the first time in Season 1, there's always been a slight uneasiness between them.
I should have known when everything went bad that you'd show up.
Pretty much anytime Sonic returns, they show their frustration that he wasn't there fighting with them. However, it usually gets patched up in some way before Sonic is off again. Even if it doesn't, they all know that the Chaos Council is a much bigger problem to deal with right now. What also helps is that as they approach the Chaos Council's fortress, Sonic offers them a chance to back out while he goes on ahead. However, they voluntarily choose almost immediately to stay with him and continue fighting despite the danger ahead. When Chaos Sonic appears and starts fighting, they contribute greatly towards stopping him. Finally, after Dread arrives in New York City in hot pursuit of his beauty, he tries to stop Sonic from leaving with it. However, Knux and Rebel get in the way and face off with him themselves, allowing Sonic to get away. Hopefully in Season 3, we'll be able to see at least one more battle with them fighting together. A surprisingly similar connection can be found in the likes of Sonic and Thorn Rose. This isn't the most explored relationship out there, but it still deserves some attention. Thorn Rose is still doing what she can to protect her jungle home, while her other friends are hesitant to join her. Sonic jumps in to fight alongside her and Birdie. As more Egg Forcers arrive to try and grab their Prism Shard, they work together along with the others as they show up to destroy them before they destroy the jungle.
Where have you been?
Thorn knows how valuable the shard is, so she has Birdie swallow it before it gets into the wrong hands. Seeing Sonic as someone she can trust, she has Birdie spit the shard back up for him so that he can take it with him through the portal. Before he does go, however, Thorn has him promise that he will return again. Sonic doesn't even hesitate before he makes that promise, and Thorn helps him go through the portal while she stays behind. The last relationship in the healthy category we'll be exploring is the one between the two hedgehogs, Sonic and Shadow. This relationship had a massive improvement between Season 1 and Season 2. Back in our relationship video covering Sonic Prime's first season, we labeled their relationship as toxic. This was because they spent most of their time fighting each other both physically and verbally, and they didn't know any immediate signs of improvement. The season even ended with them about to start fighting again when Shadow stops him in the void. The opening of Season 2 certainly didn't help.
Sonic.
For most of the first episode, they're still fighting each other. At this point, Shadow is trying to get Sonic's tech he got from 9, thinking that it will help him traverse the different worlds and grab the shards. We also pointed out that we expected them to learn to start working together at some point, but it happened sooner than we thought. By the end of the same episode, they mutually agree that the only way they'll fix the problem is to work together. Shadow is still reluctant about it, especially if it means he's still stuck in the void, but he still does his part of the work when possible. They're also fighting side by side by the end of the season to protect the prism while 9 puts it back together, so that's also a big plus. There are still some improvements that can be made, but considering that they jumped from a toxic relationship to a healthy one, the hopes are high. With our healthy section wrapped up, we now move into more neutral territory. These relationships need some work. Our first entry brings us back to Thorn Rose as we explore the relationship between her and the other Boss Gauge Maze characters. This includes the likes of Mangy, Hangry, Gnarly, and Prim. The connection within this group is certainly better than it was in Season 1, but they still don't have everything figured out yet. As the Chaos Council attacks, Thorn Rose immediately wants to join the fight. However, the rest are heavily reluctant to join her, thinking that giving the council the shard is the better option. They do eventually come to help, but if they had a stronger connection, perhaps they wouldn't have hesitated initially. Now we return to No Place as we look at Sonic and Dread's pirate crew. This doesn't include Dread himself, but we'll talk about him in a bit. For the most part, this connection is a good one, and they even had Sonic as their captain at one point in Season 1. That being said, when Dread lies to them to say Sonic has abandoned them, things turn sour for a little while. By the end of the season, they're working together again, but it doesn't seem like their bond is as strong as it could be yet. We'll hopefully see what they can do with 8 more episodes. The last Sonic-specific entry we'll be looking at today is one of the more heartbreaking, Sonic and 9. Given the bond they built in Season 1, we had high hopes for these two. At first, it looked like it was getting better. 9 spent a lot of time helping Sonic from inside the Chaos Council fortress, staying in secret communication with him throughout.
Don't worry about me. I'm working on a plan to get the shards from the inside.
It almost felt like nothing could separate them at this point. However, the last moments of the season changed everything. With the prism almost completely reassembled, 9 then realized that Sonic's goals are different from his. Surprised and angered by this, 9 basically throws their connection out the window, takes the shards away, and disappears into a portal. We hope Season 3 brings these two back together somehow. If not, maybe 9 becomes a separate antagonist. To close out our neutral category, let's look at the relationship within the Chaos Council. All of these guys are quite evil, but they surprisingly work pretty well together most of the time. As long as everything goes smoothly, they are very civil with each other and are able to put strong plans together. However, the moment those plans start to fail for any reason, they start pointing fingers and getting angry with each other, regardless of who is to blame.
Why fight over one new yoke when we can have 5?
Mr. Dr. Eggman even shows that he tried to appoint himself as the leader and gave reasons why. He believes some of the others couldn't do it, much to their frustration. Hopefully, for the hero's sake, this relationship doesn't improve. Finally, we get to our last category. These are the toxic relationships. Staying just out of the bottom 3 is the relationship between Shadow and 9. This one is more one-sided than anything, as there aren't too many direct interactions between these two. Most of the toxicity comes from Shadow. Almost any time Sonic expresses to Shadow that he has trust in 9, Shadow expresses the opposite. While it makes sense to a point since Shadow doesn't know him very well, Sonic was probably right about one thing: he's got to learn to trust people more. Our bronze medal of Toxicity is going to Knuckles the Dread and his pirate crew. This includes the likes of Rusty Rose and Sonic. After watching how Season 1's story ended for Dread, we were hoping that he would learn from his mistakes, care more about his crew, and not be so obsessed with treasure.
It's mine!
Unfortunately, he went the other direction. Not only did he lie to them to turn them against Sonic, but he completely abandons them, even going to another world just to go after his treasure. Poor Rusty just joined the crew, and that's how he treats her. You got one more shot, Dread. Don't blow it in Season 3. Our silver medal of Toxicity has to go to the Chaos Council's creation, Chaos Sonic and the Heroes. Chaos Sonic was built for two things: defeat Sonic and never fail. He spends almost all of his time fighting Sonic. When he isn't doing this, he is fighting someone that is helping Sonic.
Remember, Sonic, this is all on you.
Throughout their battle, Chaos Sonic is taunting him, and even goes as far as to tell Sonic that he will destroy his friends after he's finished with them. By the end, he does get destroyed, but we get the uneasy feeling that he isn't gone for good. We've finally reached the most toxic relationship of all. There might be a sense of deja vu here, but the gold medal of Toxicity is awarded to the relationship between the Chaos Council and practically everyone else. The Chaos Council are the main antagonists of the show, and they want the standard villain goal of controlling the world, or worlds at this point. They are willing to do pretty much anything to reach that point. They capture and enslave 9, completely abandon Rusty Rose, create a robot doppelganger of Sonic to help him and his allies, and at least attempt to destroy anyone or anything that gets in their way.
Oh my egg.
Considering what they want to do and what they're willing to do to get there, we don't see this particular relationship improving with any character they interact with ever.